Hallow Road 2025. This is a psychological thriller set in the UK, I think, although it's got Irish money and it's some of it's made in Eastern Europe. It stars Rosamund Pike, who I think is an excellent actor, and Matthew Rhys, and they are the parents. Rosamund is Maddie and Matthew is Frank, and their daughter is able to drive, so she's at least 17 years old. She might still be in her teens, and she has stormed out of the house. The opening scenes are of a dinner that looks like it's still being served, or there's a lot of leftovers, and there's a broken wine glass, and it seems like Alice has had an argument with her parents and she has just fled the house, taken her father's car and driven it to go back to her own flat. And she's going to probably go to university. That was the intention, but this night will change everything. Seems like it's about October because from the dialogue they talk about Ashfolk Forest, which is one of the main locations in this film, being somewhere that tends to empty out after the end of September, and they go to events up until then, but then it quietens down. And Maddie and Frank have now got a phone call at 2 a.m. Frank's asleep on a desk in his study, it seems, whilst Rosamund becomes very agitated when she gets this call from Alice, because Alice says she's had a collision with a pedestrian, a girl, and that appears in the opening scene is like this trainer or shoe. We don't see him actually much, there's no gory stuff or anything, but the opening scene you see leaves and it looks a really calm woodland scene. And whenever I see that I think there's going to be something horrifying in a minute, but it is just a trainer, maybe with some blood on it, but it sets the scene for what's going to happen, because Alice has apparently collided with a girl out in this Ashfolk Forest, and it's 42 miles, I gather from the sat-nav, 42 miles away. So I'm imagining this could be like suburban London. The Ashdown Forest is 30 miles to the southeast. It's near East Grinstead on the border of Surrey, Kent, Sussex sort of area. Witch Cross. I've been with friends, driven through that. So that's what I was imagining. It's where A.A. Milne's Winnie the Pooh was based. And so it's a delightful forest, but I can imagine at night that being a bit scary. And yet forests are places that attract young people. They go there, have parties, and as this story develops, because it seems almost like in real time, follows the parents as they talk on the phone, and fortunately I guess in the UK there's cell phone signals. In forests there's still towers everywhere. It's not like remote, a wilderness like in Canada, the USA, much of Europe. It's more the fact that the parents are wanting to save their daughter from legal consequences, and Maddie has been trained as she works in A&E. She's a medic, possibly paramedically trained, and Frank insists that Alice on the phone listens to her mother's instructions. Maddie is more reluctant. She says, you need to speak with the paramedics about this. Neither the authorities involved, I mean, because of the legal consequences. So she's on board with exactly what could happen. But Frank is strategizing, and he's thinking about what happens if Alice ends up in legal trouble. Could be manslaughter because this girl's not responsive. She may have died. So it's quite a worry, and they're driving, and it's a long way, of course. It's 42 miles, more or less 70 kilometres. It takes an hour or so, it seems, on the sat-nav. It is almost like in real time. It's a 77-minute film on streaming. One thing I did notice about this film was that the rating by the tomato experts is quite high, 89, whilst IMDb, or no, it might be the popcornometer, which is a standard punter, is nearer 50. And I'm quite interested in tension like this between different groups of people. Why the experts think it's so much better? Now, I think I'm more minded to side with the experts and give a high score. I think my score would be 8.25 out of 10. But I think towards the end, I found it a bit, it tapered off a bit. The other thing that does appear in the trailer is that Alice is intercepted by a kindly couple, a kindly woman. I mean, that's how it's described in the credits. Just a kind woman who is asking after her, although she also seems a bit menacing even in the trailer, so it's not necessarily kind. But I won't say anything more about that, but there's felt slightly dissatisfying towards the end. I mean, it didn't feel completely, it felt possibly plausible, given the dialogue at the end, the explanation of what happens. I don't know. I kind of enjoyed it. I'm interested. I mean, Hallow, it sounds like a Halloween. Hallow Road is sort of like, it's set in rural, forested England, just going by the accents as well. I think of all the people who go partying in woods. If you've got woods nearby and you're a young person, that's often the place to go. Some of the locals, adult locals, might be annoyed by rave culture in their woods, people possibly causing trouble, people clash generationally. I think that there's a lot of tension in this film. It is a psychological thriller, but I felt slightly dissatisfied. So I'm forced somewhere in between the experts and the ordinary punter. I'm more like an ordinary punter, obviously, probably. I thought the acting was great. I mean, the tension between the warring parents, very interesting. And I was thinking they are going to be in so much trouble if they listen to Frank rather than Maddie. But the film plays out as it does, and you'll see what happens if you watch this film. I'd love to know what you think. Please leave your thoughts in the comments. And this is my 301st film review. Yay! Please like if you like this review. Thanks for subscribing. Hit the notification button, and I hope to see you again soon. Bye for now.